on me.
Hey,
It
we're live.
always hinges on you, Nathan. You're the linchpin of this organization.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
that's
Leonardo.
unfortunate. Given my state currently, that is completely unfortunate that everything hinges on me.
We got
All
some
right,
trivia.
we're in countdown trivia time,
Yeah, man.
and I realized Stoner didn't put this at the beginning. I don't think. I think we started at 1:55, but it's fine. We started a little bit late. It's fine. During this part, it's really just for us to explain what countdown trivia is, and I'm going to put down our countdown trivia here. This is your chance to get a Ref the District gift pack.
Yes.
So all you have to do is, once the question's up there, answer it correctly on the video, answer it correctly, or you can share the video on Twitter or Facebook. Just tag Ref the District and use the hashtag countdown trivia. And here is your question. Trevor, hit us.
What Hall of Fame Bruins center served as the first general manager in Washington Capitals history? Again, what Hall of Fame Bruins center served as the first general manager in Washington Capitals history?
I don't know if I can answer what Hall of Fame, but I know what All of Fame Bruins center was the first
Hall of
general
Fame
manager.
is the Hall of Fame.
That's right. The All of Fame Bruins center.
It's okay. I breezed right through that. Whoever did the spelling wasn't me. I breezed right through it.
Yep. So all you gotta do is answer that, and you have the different ways of sharing it on the different platforms, and you could be entered to win the Ref the District prize pack. We just sent one out this week for last month's winter, so let's see if you can get it.
All right. Until next time, we got the full show right here coming up.
I'm a pretty bad kid.
Yeah, let's talk about the bigger picture. Let's talk about how we be ballin', playing with the bridges. Let's talk about the Nats and how they always got good pitches. Let's talk about the cats who rescue, turn them boys to winners. Injuries and updates, oh yeah. To the opponent, we stand toe to toe, yeah. To the top, this podcast gonna go, yeah. I think it's something you should know, yeah.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to episode 38, Chief Concerns, here on Ref the District. I'm Nathan Perry, and with us, as always, it's the man with the plan who knows that Washington's going to win against the Chiefs. It's Trevor.
Yeah, we're gonna shock the world on Sunday. I'm good, man. How are you guys?
Doing great. And we got Stoner prepared for the Washington Capitals opening night against the Rangers. Do not tell him how the game is going during the live stream.
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
That's right. Yeah, man.
He's recording it.
They dropped the puck at 7:30 against the hated Rangers. Don't tell me, because I'm gonna watch it later.
Okay.
If you want to catch our Caps preseason or their preview of the season, you can catch that on our YouTube channel. Of course, we stream every Wednesday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch at 7 p.m. We are DC Sports Podcast, and you can catch us wherever your audio podcasts are found. And we want to give a shout out to our live listeners like Patrick, who's jumping in here. Hail to the Washington football team. Hail indeed. We have not quite lost faith. There are a lot of fans out there who are treating this team, Washington football team, as if they're 0-5. We are not quite there yet on this podcast.
Yep, not us.
We actually will never be there because they've already won 2 games, so it's kind of impossible.
There we go. Right there. But we're not going to treat them like they've lost that they're that way either.
Right.
So we always have hope. I like to tease Trevor a little bit because he tends to be a little down on Mondays when the team's lost.
And then on
Wednesdays, he's like back into like the team's going to win. And that's the way he is today. But we're going to find out a little bit more about that during the game, where we'll talk about the Chiefs game. And then in the cool down, we'll have our Dollar segment.
There you go.
And here in the warm up, we're going to talk about the Washington football team's connections to the John Gruden scandal, the Adam Schefter scandal, and all these emails and stadium woes and stuff that's going on, the extracurricular stuff and how that's surrounding the team here.
It's pretty bad.
I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Pacers Running. They sponsor all of our Ref the Districts content. We'll talk more about them when we get to the game. All right, gents.
Yeah.
It's been
Yes.
an eventful week in the sports world. Adam Schefter, who we got to hear quite a bit during our Ari Mayrove After the Whistle. If you haven't heard that one, check that one out. Ari, really looks up to Adam Schefter as kind of an idol, but he's been kind of under scrutiny here just this week with some of the emails that are coming out from Bruce Allen and
Mr.
of course
Editor.
Mr. Editor, Mr. Allen. And then you have Gruden, who is no longer the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also
today.
Yep. Today, well, over the last couple of days, he's been taken out of consideration for the Ring of Honor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he won a Super Bowl. Is their only Super Bowl, right? Have they won two? No, just one. Whatever. He won a Super Bowl as coach, and he's taken out of that. And
Tampa Bay's won two, but only one under Gruden.
Okay. Yeah. And they also, Madden decided to take his likeness out of their game today.
Yeah. They're taking him out of the game. They're going to replace it with a generic player with the likeness and stuff. And then,
I mean, what else?
It was reported just about an hour before he got on air today. Earlier this year, Washington football team apparently tried to send some hush money to a former employee to keep her mouth shut about things that became public with the allegation scandal or whatever.
Yeah, that wasn't directly related to Gruden, though. Just to be clear,
that's not. But
that's still
stuff
surrounding
the whole thing.
It's our football team. It's our football team.
Yeah.
So
I just want to make clear that particular issue wasn't directly related to Gruden. Not that clears him of everything else he's done, because the things that he did and that he said were outrageous. The thing that connects it to Washington, of course, is that these emails were sent to Bruce Allen. Yep. And the reason that they came out is because Washington was being investigated for their toxic work culture and sexual harassment and treatment of employees. So these came out. Here's the question, though. Okay. So they went through 650,000 documents. I don't know if all those are emails. Sometimes they get conflated. It's 650,000 documents. Mm-hmm. Why is it that the only thing that leaked from all of that is related to John Gruden? I don't get that. I don't understand that. And I haven't been able to get a good answer from anybody. Why was the NFL or whomever leaked it, why were they going after John Gruden?
Who was an ESPN analyst at the time?
Yes.
Not the head coach, but an ESPN analyst at the time who just happened to be corresponding with then general manager, and I'm going to show his name up on screen, Bruce Allen here. With the stick out tongue face.
But do you guys have any theories on that? On why only John Gruden? You can't tell me that out of 650,000 documents that's the only dirt that came up.
I originally thought maybe it was in the hopes that this was going to start a chain reaction. But the NFL doubled down on the fact that they're not going to release anything from this investigation.
Right. So this is strictly a leak. Right. Yeah. So again, who did it? And it doesn't really matter who did it, but why? What axe do they have to grind with John Gruden?
I mean,
because it's not the NFL, because the NFL has a lot to lose in all of this. So I don't know. I don't understand it. But anyway, it did happen.
It was Gruden and then Schefter's piece after that. But Schefter, to his part, he's largely ignored the portion that has been spun around him. Lots of complaint within the journalism world over what he did.
Yeah.
But
that's just a journalistic integrity thing rather than, I mean, Schefter's not being caught up as part of the old boy network and that he was part of this email chain and he didn't do anything to stop it. He's just caught up in that he was allowing others to basically edit his stories And that's obviously just a huge no-no in the journalism world. You don't do that. You write the stories, and you might ask them for comments on what you're about to write. You don't let them edit that. So that's just one of those things with Schefter that's not a big deal.
Does it make more sense that, I mean, there was a lot of leaks during Allen's era, right? This is something that the team had problems with, Mike Shanahan, with the RG3 situation, a lot of people, and Adam Schefter swore up and down that it wasn't Shanahan. What do you think, that it might have been Mr. Editor himself that was the leak, or is it somebody else? And then
No, it's really hard to put it on one, like somebody like that. I mean, it's 650,000 documents, and who is responsible of reading these emails and found it and said, "Hey, we gotta leak this one." So it all depends on who's reading them and checking them. I don't know. It's just really messy, and I'm sick and tired of watching the football team always having their hand in the cookie jar. Always.
Although
what
I will say, in this particular instance, I don't think it's necessarily a stain on Washington's current organization,
bro.
Because
you're right.
this took place over a decade ago, and it took place with people who are no longer with this organization. You can do all of the you can do all of the connections and say, well, I'm sure Dan Snyder was in on those emails and he was CC'd, and
he's still part.
You don't have any proof of that. Is he?
We don't.
Of course he is, right?
Yeah.
But at this point, you can't say that. You were just talking about an ex-employee of the organization that's getting caught up. Nobody
was friends with Dan Snyder, and Dan Snyder is still currently as owner of this team. So it definitely still affects us to this day, because the man who apparently didn't know about this or isn't a CCC on the emails is still in control, owning this team. And our trainer situation doesn't help with our facility getting ran up on. So, like, our organization to the entire world now, nationally, not just within the NFC East or this part of the country, it's nationally known that we are a freaking mess.
Yeah.
We don't have a collaborative guest today for the Chiefs, but imagine if we did.
Scared. That's why.
We asked them the question we like to ask all of our guests, right? What does Washington look like to you as an person outside the outside this fandom? And honestly, look, the answer this week has got to be like, you guys, like, everything just circles back to a dysfunctional organization. I mean, and back on the Schefter part, right? Now look back at the interview that Tanya Snyder had with Schefter. Now it makes sense that's why they went with Adam Schefter for her. This is a organization notorious for not having their owners out there and engaging. And you're saying the first time they're engaging with somebody is somebody who has been known to call your former GM Mr. Editor and be that kind of friendly up to you. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense that you'd go to somebody who is that kind of cozy.
And not only all this affects just the look of like other people in the organization, whatever, but like now this affects our draft, our free agency, our off season. Like, who's going to want to come to play here? Who's going to want to be excited to be drafted by? I mean, it's still part of the team. Like, you're playing football, but you're still going to have to deal with the front office at some point. I mean, Carl Nassib took a personal day today from the Raiders. So like, exactly, like, our organization is so messy.
Money solves that every time. If you offer the most money, the guys will come here.
Isn't that a problem?
But nowadays, that's a problem, bro. That's a horrible thing to say. We can't just say, "Oh, we have a horrible culture, but we'll give you $10 million for a year to come play."
No, I'm not saying that from a fan's point of view, but you were saying that from a player's point of view of whether or not they're going to sign as a free agent. They'll sign here if you offer the most money.
But that's trying to build a successful team.
That's anywhere.
But no, trying to build a successful team starts from the very tippy top before it even trickles down.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. And I'm going to say something very controversial. Okay.
Oh no, we still got.
It's not a hot take. Again, I only say it because I believe it. All of these things, you, Trevor, and you, Nathan,
Oh, he's got a
would
speaker
not
out,
care
you guys.
about. You would not care about these things
If we
if
were
this
winning.
team was winning.
Yes, we would.
No, you would not.
The Patriots
Show
were
me-
winning, and they had Spygate, Deflategate. God
Mhm.
knows
And look
what
how
else.
easily those went away. Look how
easily they went away.
They went away.
Look how the fans are always packed in there. Look how the fans are all over this
Well, it's
country.
because actually
They
got
don't
punished.
care.
Because they actually received punishment and dealt with the punishment and moved on. We haven't received punishment. We paid
No,
$10
it's
million.
not. They don't
They,
care about
they
punishment,
received
Trevor.
punishment and they continued winning.
That's what, but yeah, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
why
but
no one cared.
The NFL handled it and they did what they had to do. Brady served a suspension, this and that. They got disciplined. Washington football team has a giant dark cloud over this whole DEA thing with the trainer, the sexual misconduct with the former regime, the bribery of a potential bribery of right now, and then this Schefter thing, and then the emails back and forth. That's a lot. But if we just get disciplined for those things, then maybe the winning will start, or that'll happen. But we don't get disciplined for this stuff.
I don't believe that for a second.
That's
if you get a quarterback in here, discipline doesn't mean anything. You get a quarterback in here and you start winning.
I'm just saying.
None of that
To
stuff
be
matters.
fair, they did
It
get disciplined a
doesn't
few
matter.
years ago for when they during the uncapped year and they
for the
front-loaded all
salary
those
cap
contracts.
violations.
They did do that.
Cool.
Shout out to
Let's
Big
just
Doug
go
in our
with the
comment
salary cap.
section.
I love me some Big Doug, by the way.
Love Big Doug calling us out for some of our old Washington football gear. A lot of Native American images here is what he's
bro.
calling out in our chat. Yeah, hey,
32.
Jason Wright signed. It's not that particular hat that Stoner's
Yeah, it
wearing
is this
right
one.
now. It is this particular hat. Yeah,
It's
he's signed. Jason Wright signed that hat. You can see it right there. And while he was signing it at the training camp, told Stoner they're not banning the Washington Redskins.
The
gear.
old
You
image.
can
Stoner,
still
you
still
said-
wear the old stuff. And
Yeah.
so
You
we
said
do.
we
We
gotta-
still sport it. Now we do like to wear some of the newer stuff. So you'll see
Yeah.
like I've got a
Who
lot of the
cares?
Washington stuff around here. But yeah,
You said if we
we've
get a
been fans for a
quarterback-
while.
Well, who's gonna want to come? Who's gonna want to come play for us because of how disastrous as an organization we
Ryan
are?
Fitzpatrick. I'm not saying he's the answer, but you give him $10 million, he's going to come here instead of somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if you give Aaron Rodgers $35 million, he's
He
coming
ain't coming
here.
here, dog.
He
ain't
is.
coming
If
here.
you
He
give him the
might.
most
He probably
money.
won't, but he
period.
might.
Nah, he don't need it. He doesn't want the most money. He wants to win championships.
But here's the
Okay,
thing,
maybe
right?
Aaron
Here's where
Rodgers
it
is
comes
a bad
down
example.
to when it comes to a good team versus a bad team, right? And a team that's all this dysfunctional. Look at just Jalen Smith. I'm not saying that Jalen Smith's going to be a great linebacker for the
Oh, yeah.
Packers,
Yeah.
but he had an opportunity to come here and he
And he
took
didn't.
peanuts to go play with the Packers.
Well,
Yep.
how do you know he didn't get offered less here? We don't know that.
We
don't
don't.
know
I
that
guess
he
we
got
don't know
offered
that, but I
more.
can't
Yeah.
imagine that Washington offered him with. They have ample camp space, and they have a desperate need for a linebacker. I can't imagine they didn't offer him.
We don't know that,
something.
though.
$1 million.
That's just an assumption. You
The
don't know
guy's
that.
making less than $1 million, and then he's a.
I'm pretty sure we offered him at least $1 million.
It's
I mean,
hard,
you don't know that.
we
You're
don't
just
know,
making
but
stuff
there's a
up.
premium to pay for players to come to Washington, and it's
And they
just-
ain't coming
and
here.
that adds up.
We ain't got
That
no
adds up.
trainer. We got a dirty owner.
Didn't like
Our
the
coach-
assistant trainer
Our
get
coach is too,
The
too
assistant
nice.
trainer also got
Yeah.
hemmed up.
Our head coach is too nice to call out somebody when they're being awful on the field.
all right? Listen.
You know,
Jeff,
You got the worst
Jeff.
attendance.
Yeah, with the worst attendance.
Well, that's just losing. That's losing. That has
No,
nothing
that's
to
not
do with
just
the
losing.
scandals.
That's
I
not
want to
just
clear
losing,
this up
it's
right
scandals.
now. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna clear this up right now. It's not just losing. Okay,
No, it's
Washington
not.
has
It
been
is.
bad for nearly 3 decades. I will give
Mhm.
you that, but there has been some winning seasons in there. But there's not been an
Yep.
0-16 season in
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Okay,
been
there
3
are
and
2
13s
teams
and
that
4
have not won Super Bowls that have had 0-16 seasons
Mhm.
since Washington has last won a Super Bowl, and they
Okay.
have better attendance. And
They
those teams
do.
now, Cleveland's an actual decent team here within the last couple of years,
Yeah.
somewhat. Still,
But
the
they were
Cleveland
faithful
Browns,
The whole time.
they have a dedicated fan base. You have the
Correct.
Detroit
Lions.
Lions, who have sucked for God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
They have better attendance than us.
Yep.
You cannot tell me that some
not
like
just losing.
those teams like come on, the Jacksonville Jaguars, when have they last fielded a good team
Mark Purnell.
2 years ago. No, 2 years ago they
Oh
were
no,
in
they
the
went to the
AFC
AFC Championship like
Championship.
3 years ago.
Like
Exactly.
3 years ago.
Okay.
With Blake Bortles. It was just
That
like
is
3
true.
years ago.
Okay.
Okay, but the point is that over time of the losing, right? And then there are also certain places, for example, you brought up
Consistently
Cleveland.
good team for the Jacksonville
Cleveland's-
Jaguars, because I'm sure I'm
Cleveland's
going to get
different.
lit up somewhere for that.
Cleveland's different, Buffalo's different, Green Bay's different, and they're different because they're the only game in town, basically. Yes, they might have one other sport. In Washington, you've got all the sports. You've got Philadelphia, who's an hour and a half away. You've got New York, all the New York teams that are a few hours away. You're on the East Coast. You're saturated with teams. You've got all kinds of other sports teams here in this area. So that takes away from your possible attendance and your ability. You got Baltimore right up the road. God, I even forgot Baltimore, who's 5 miles from my house.
No,
all of that plays a factor, but the number one factor is losing. And if you continue to lose, this will continue to happen. Go back and look at 2012 when RG3 was making that run.
Yeah.
That stadium was packed with Washington
because we won
fans
6 in a row.
because you were winning. Right? When you win, all this stuff goes away. And you keep bringing up New England when we talk about New England and their 20 years of dominance where they won 6 Super Bowls over that period of time. They were always around there, right? And you had their owner who was down in Florida the week before the Super Bowl doing what he was doing in massage parlors. And you had the issue with Tom Brady and his trainer. And you had Deflategate. And you had Spygate. And you had all kinds of scandals going on with that team. As long as you win, nobody cares.
Those scandals were nearly as bad as scandals as we've got over here, bro.
They lost draft picks.
Ooh,
I don't think Washington ever lost draft picks.
People lost jobs. They lost.
Yeah, they did there too.
Character. They lost pride. They lost confidence.
Because they were losing.
No, because of the scandals, bro.
No.
Washington in 2012, by the way,
Ray Rice
was 2012.
Ray Lewis. Ray
was
Rice.
27th in attendance.
Who was?
In 2012.
Say it again. Sorry, I was talking over you.
Washington football team was 27th in attendance in 2012.
Yeah. So there you go. 20. And
all right, and that's I'm courtesy. I'm going to give Colin a shout out from Washington football team news. He shared some of these stats out on Twitter. So shout out to him.
But if in 2013, if they had followed up that 10-6 season with another 10-6 season and playoffs and all that, you would have seen them climb up. But what did they follow up the 10-6 with? A 3-13, right? And they fired their coach, and you got to start all over, and the quarterback is a disaster.
2016, they got number 20, and that's the highest they've been.
What happened in 2016? What happened in 2016? Tell me. They went to the playoffs with Kirk Cousins, right?
Did we win? Okay. What was our record?
Right. But what happened? Your attendance goes up when you win. When you lose, people like, and I don't want to call out, I'm not saying bad about John Wood because I like John Wood. He's a huge fan. He was coming up from North Carolina just to go to training camp in Richmond. He was coming up to go to preseason games.
Yeah.
And he's out. He said, I'm not doing it anymore not because of the scandals, because he was doing this before the scandals broke. He was doing it because the team sucked.
Okay.
That's why he's not coming. And he's a typical fan. He's going to sell his tickets to whomever buys it.
Yes, there's a lot of people we interact with on Twitter who agree with John. Who wonder
I really believe
if it's worth it to come to the games. You know, this Kansas City game that we're going to be talking about here in just a moment as we get to the game, a lot of people are wondering whether or not it's worth it. Well, we're going to tell you why it is coming up here on the game here on Ref the District.
Governor brought smoke today.
Ref the District's game is brought to you by Pacers Running. How are your feet doing? I tell you what, they have everything you can imagine to take care of your feet, to include virtual fittings. And my wife, REP, executive producer, took care of that just yesterday. She called up and Aiden was able to take care of her, set her up with a nice pair of shoes that are going to help her with her plantar fasciitis. So
I heard
really
Aiden.
nice evening.
Aiden told me that he could smell the aroma from the feet through the computer.
Man,
so.
why you gotta do
Let
that
EP
during the
know that,
sponsorship
like,
message, man?
She got socks too. I saw she got socks too.
She got some socks because it's not just shoes. Pacers Running has everything you need to get yourself going. You can visit them at their website or one of their 6 stores in the DC or Northern Virginia area. It's Pacers Running sponsoring today's game as we talk about the Kansas City Chiefs against our Washington football team. We'll be there in force. The 3 of us will be there. We're not afraid to show up to the games.
No, we'll be there. We're fans no matter what, even through all the losing.
I don't think people are afraid. I just think they're just asking if it's worth it or not. I don't think they're afraid.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know about that.
Roses really smell like boo boo ooh. You know that song?
No.
To be fair, her
you have to
husband,
give me that
the EP's husband, me, I don't have a sense of smell, so
How you
they
not
could
know
very
Roses?
well smell
Maybe
like
you know
roses.
the song Roses.
No,
Outcast.
sing it again. Sing it again, Trev. Give it to me.
I
This is
know
another
you
one?
like to think that you don't sting, but lean a little closer because your roses really smell like boo boo ooh. You never heard that?
Nope, never.
Nathan has.
Nathan, you
I
heard
bet
of that?
Gavin has.
Yes, come on.
All right,
Is it a
Outcast.
kid song?
Yeah.
Oh,
All
oh
I do is
yeah.
sing classics. What you mean?
Oh, okay. No, never heard of that one.
Okay. All right.
Well, by
what
the
we
way,
talking about?
we're going to talk
Yeah.
about the Chiefs,
Creating a
right?
playlist for
Yeah, the
Stoner
Chiefs.
during
Yeah.
tailgating.
Good call. Yes.
Chiefs
Playlist.
have had their fair share of scandals over the last few years too. Do you think their stadiums are empty? Do you think
They've
they have
also
a
won
big
a Super Bowl
cloud?
in the last.
They won Super Bowls. They're the top teams.
Okay.
That's
Phil,
all there
you're
is to it.
right. Is that what you're looking for? You are right. Stoner.
Don't give him
You're
the
100% right.
satisfaction,
He's not
No,
going to let it go. He's not going to let
No,
it go.
I don't
until
wanna-
somebody says it.
It's not a right thing. I want people to kind of step away from being so close to their fandom that they think if we got rid of these scandals that everything will be
It would
okay.
help.
No.
It would help.
I agree.
You just
Winning-
have to say
winning-
winning cures everything. It just
winning,
does.
winning absolutely will help fill up that stadium. I'm not saying that won't
Mhm.
fix that. Winning will. They do need to do other things.
Yeah,
right?
like winning doesn't fix the scandal, the sexual misconduct behavior. Like winning doesn't fix that.
No,
That
it
needs to be
doesn't.
addressed.
But
That
people
needs to
will
be
care
addressed.
less about it as fans.
That's
As
bad,
fans.
too. Yeah, I
As
know.
fans of the team, you can separate that and say, well, Dan Snyder, Bruce Allen, we got issues there. But hey, Taylor Heineke just took us to the Super Bowl.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
right. He just took us to an upset win over the Kansas
gotta
City
use
Chiefs.
a
I was about to say
Wow.
there are people on this podcast who at least think he might not take us to a Super Bowl, but he's taking us to a victory this Sunday.
Our defense is going to do that. Taylor ain't going to do it. He's going to have another 2-3 interception game, and the defense is actually going to step up and win the game.
So explain how this defense is going to stop Tyreek Hill,
Patrick Mahomes.
Travis Kelce.
The same way we were talking about, I wasn't on the podcast at the time, but as fans, we were talking about, the Pittsburgh Steelers, like we can't da. And our defense won that game.
Yeah.
Straight up, our defense out of nowhere showed up. And that's when it was like, okay, the defense was, bro, I'm telling you.
I think you
never
are
know.
correct that the
You never
defense
know.
won that game against Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Not out of nowhere,
but they were not
were not out of
playing
nowhere.
Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. They were playing an old, washed
It
up.
also
Ben
wasn't out of
Roethlisberger.
I need some new hosts because they don't have any faith anymore.
No, I think that Washington can win this game.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't.
absolutely think that they can win this game. I just think that it's going to be in a shootout.
Yeah.
It's
and the defense
not
is
going to
come up
be the
big.
defense. The defense might step up for a play or two,
Games,
but they're also going to get
interceptions.
beat by Tyreek Hill, by Travis Kelce.
Maybe.
Um,
They're banged up, dude.
Yeah.
They're banged up.
They're banged up. So are we. We're banged up too.
But those names, those guys at like 60% are still better than the wide receivers the Saints just trotted out against Washington and had open for 70+ yard touchdown receptions and Hail Marys at the end of the half.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see some different faces on the field for defensive side of this game for real. I really do.
So the path to victory here is new faces on the defense. And what does that entail specifically?
We might see
or what would you like to see? I know you're not like
I want to see some
at practice,
the Shazier Averett on the field as a safety.
Yeah.
I like to see Kendall Fuller maybe drop back as a free safety because he's pretty good there too. And strictly slot corner. Don't put him on the outside for anything. Just run a 3 deep safety set because they're going to bombs away.
Yeah.
And then get Jamin Davis on the field to cover Travis Kelce coming across the middle. I mean, he's going to have to learn sometime, and why not start this week against one of the best tight ends in the game who's a little banged up too. So that could be an advantage. And then, and quarterback spy, or just keep an eye on Pat Mahomes. We got to put pressure on him, make him be stupid with the ball. Because now, I was saying this earlier, I don't know where, but like he feels like he's incorporating the no-look passes and the trickery as like into his game now. Like back then when he was doing it, it was like, oh, that was incredible. Didn't see it coming. But now it's like he's trying to force it and make it a part of his game. So if we can make him keep doing that, who knows, man? I don't know. I just have a weird.
See the who's the quarterback play they did this last game against the Bills? Did you see that one? The who's the quarterback play? That's what they called it. Who's the quarterback? No. So Mahomes didn't line up under center.
Yes.
First it was
that didn't fool nobody.
Then,
like
no, it didn't fool anybody. And then Kelce came over, and then Mahomes came over. They snapped it. I mean, it worked. They still scored, but that had nothing to do with the fact that they were playing round robin behind center.
Because you can't put your hands under there, or you become ineligible.
Yeah, become ineligible.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's like not even. What's the point of doing it if you can't? They're not even going to act like they're going to get the ball.
Yeah. Well, I think you're probably right. The biggest thing that we need to do, and I think we say this every single week, right? We have to put pressure on their quarterback. We have to disrupt him. We have to make it
D-line's been looking better
for him.
Every game has gotten better.
Well, they're going to have to really be on him this time. It's going to have to be one of those games where as soon as he gets back there, he's got pressure.
Yep.
Not something where he's back there for a few seconds and then pressure comes.
Because
it's got to be like immediate.
That's when he kills defenses, when he's got 20,000 years back there. And their offensive lineman Joe Tooney just is hurt pretty bad too. So
but we saw that with all the other offensive lines we've played. We were like, oh, this is like considered the worst offensive line, and they've got 3 backups in there, and we haven't been able to take advantage of that. But that has got to be what we're going to do. And I'm different than what Nathan said in that if you're going to win, you got to win in a shootout. I think on offense, it's got to be more of a ball control rather than a big play. You've got to keep the defense. Our defense, you got to keep them rested. So you got to control the ball. You don't want to go where we're making a big play and then all of a sudden we got to put our defense back out there again. We've got to give Pat Mahomes less chances, less possessions.
So
we can't give the ball away, and we got to play ball control.
Which means what? That means Gibby and McKissick got to have 40 touches combined.
Hey, I'm old school like that. I think running backs, you feed them 20, 25 times a game and let them just control the clock and keep Pat Mahomes on the bench. The more he sits, the better chance that you have to win.
I like that. I actually agree with both of your takes on it, because it can definitely be a shootout.
Oh, it can get there.
Because who our quarterback is, he can get caught up in the moment, want to battle Pat Mahomes on the big stage and outduel him, or we can actually play smart, and he can play smart and just be a little more conservative. Like, I wouldn't mind the Mac Jones type game this go around. Short slants, 7-yard slants, 5-yard slants, hand the ball off, and occasional deep bomb to keep him honest. But
long sustained drives would be perfect. It would be great.
Because we did that in the Saints game, though. Did you see that? Our time of possession at one point, it was like 40 minutes to their 12 minutes, and we had like what 13 points or 20 points, something crazy.
Yeah, because they throw a 72-yard touchdown on the second play from scrimmage, and then next thing you know, we got the ball again
for like 12, 13 plays and kick a field goal. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I thought the offense did a good job of, again, I'm liking what Scott Turner is doing. I like the offense in the different things that he's doing. He's got some jet sweeps. He's got people moving around. He's got wide receivers coming into the backfield. The first play that Gibson scored on, maybe it was the second play, whatever. He was in the backfield on the right side. He started casually walking over behind Heineke to the left side, and all of a sudden they snapped it and then gave it to him, and he went back right, and the hole was there. Just different things to keep that defense honest. Curtis Samuel was coming in and out of the backfield, and DeAndre Carter was coming in, motioning this way and that. I thought they did a lot of good stuff to mess with the defense, and they moved the ball pretty well. They just had those terrible turnovers.
Yep.
And then when they got in the red zone, they failed to punch it in, and that's what hurt them on offense.
That's definitely the one area where I think Scott Turner needs to improve. I think his offense has actually looked pretty good this year. I think that it's been way more impressive than it looked last year, but gotta find ways when you're in the red zone to score. And I don't know if they're missing Logan Thomas. Cam Sims has been out as well. So is it just that they're missing these taller wide receivers and tight end in this case? But I mean, they have Ricky Seals-Jones. He's not exactly a tiny guy.
He dropped that one in the end zone too.
That's why he ended up on my no-go list.
We keep lining up in shotgun when we're like less like from the 5 beyond. Like
I personally don't mind that. I would go from shotgun every play personally, just because I like that quarterback to be standing there and be able to look over the defense, especially a short knocker like Taylor Heineke, only about 6 feet tall. He needs to be back there a little bit so he can, while the linemen are down,
taller than Taylor Heineke.
That's right.
And I think, I think our offense doesn't look as good on papers because of the quarterback play.
Yeah. If you remember that first drive after the interception, they got down the 5-yard line, and on second down, wide open, Dax Milne was wide open, running in the back of the end zone, and Heineke didn't go there. On third down, Adam Humphries, wide open. He just went like 5 yards, turned around, and he was like this, and he had a guy 2 yards this way and 2 yards that way, and all Heineke had to do was go zip, touchdown.
No.
But he went to Ricky Seals-Jones both times, who was like double covered both times.
Yes,
and that's a Heineke
throw. He's trying to be that incredible because people have
made a pre-snap decision.
Everybody says he's exciting to watch. He's exciting to watch. Well, he's hearing that. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He's listening to that.
Sure,
and he's trying to put that
believe in his own hype.
Yes.
Yeah.
Signing a Bud Light deal. All of it's getting to
him. Right. Well, he's got to get what he can now because he's not going to have these opportunities.
He'll be a backup for a while, I think. But right now, he's the starting quarterback for the Washington football team, and he's got to keep those. He's not been a solid passer these last few games. He's had issues floating the ball. He's not been, you've mentioned he's not been zipping him in, right? You're like, just zip it right there to Humphries. Yeah. That's a touchdown, right?
He made Marshawn Lattimore get NFC Player of the Week.
Yeah, that was on Taylor Heineke.
That's what I'm saying. He made him Player of the Week.
Our man, Mark Bullock, I mentioned him quite a bit. I love his film breakdowns. I shared his, and I tagged Bob Rose from Bayou Blitz and Sports Illustrated because we had him on the thing. And because Bob said Marshawn Lattimore won that. So I tagged him, said, hey, you guys, I would love to hear you guys have a conversation. Bob wasn't having any of it. But yeah, Bark took a look and said there were frequently, our man McLaurin had a step or two on Lattimore.
Yeah.
And, these passes just weren't there. Now, one of the things that Bob did mention was, Lattimore's closing speed was legitimate. So, I mean, you can't disregard the fact that Lattimore was able to close.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I mean, still, if these passes were from Tom Brady, from
Kyle Allen.
Stoner's favorite player, Justin Herbert, right? Like these passes with he would have had
McLaurin
more.
would have had 10 catches for $110 and a touchdown.
Well, maybe not that many, but he would have done better than the
how many
4
targets
catches
did he have?
8.
Didn't he have 11? Oh, he only had 8 targets. Okay, we had 7 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown.
He only had 8 targets. We got to update Dollar because we gave you that one just as a
the 11 targets. Yeah, I think we had 8 and he caught 4.
He had 8. He had 8 targets. The Dollar. Remember, we were reading the wrong Dollar for a minute. We were reading like the Atlanta Dollar or something.
So
yeah,
I can't afford to lose $1.
If he had 8 targets, then he probably would have had 7 catches with a better quarterback. Probably.
Did you see the injury list today?
Yeah, extensive.
Wednesday's injury lists.
It's like a rest day, huh?
Are more rest days, I think, than anything.
I mean, you rested Monday, you rested Tuesday.
Well, okay, I mean, come on. They've been giving Gibson, for instance. This is just a day of rest for him. I don't think they're working him on Wednesdays. I think they're trying to give him and that shin a day of rest. Samuel is another one. Do we see Samuel come Sunday? This is a guy who's been on injured reserve already this year.
If you see De'Ami Brown on Sunday, then I don't think you'll see Curtis Samuel. If De'Ami Brown can go.
Really?
But Curtis Samuel is there for no other reason than to give the other team something to think about. Curtis Samuel is not healthy. He hasn't been healthy for 6 months.
Yeah, I know.
So how is he going to get healthy?
We keep throwing him out. We keep throwing him out there.
Sunday to next Sunday.
I don't know.
He played 5 plays last Sunday because his injury was acting up or he was tightened up or whatever. It's not going to get better in 6 days. If it hasn't gotten better for 6 months, it's all of a sudden. So they got to give Kansas City something to think about. Or in last week, I think that's what they did with New Orleans. They gave New Orleans something to think about. If you count him out and De'Ami Brown out and all you're trotting out there is Gandy Golden, Milne, Humphreys, and McLaurin, you don't have to really game plan for that. But if you say, well, Samuel's going to be out there, we better game plan for that, knowing full well he's not going to play. So if De'Ami Brown plays, if he's healthy enough, Curtis Samuel's not playing. That's just my thought. I mean, it's not like I was there at practice and was talking to all the guys.
I mean, you might have been.
Totally.
You kind of sound like you got some insight.
Sounds pretty certain to me, Stoner. Sounds pretty certain to me.
So
I mean, it's just the whole thing about I don't understand why he's out there. He's not healthy, period.
Well, I don't know either.
He played 5 plays, and what did he play the week before? What did he play? I don't remember. 12
25 snaps.
25, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
which
5
was actually
so
more than they were.
Yeah, it's more than what they. Yeah. So
yeah.
It's kind of like the coach's fault. What are you doing if you know?
Yeah, he's just not all of a sudden
count. Then why are you giving 25?
Yeah, he's just not all of a sudden going to get healthy in a week. That's all.
So if we lose Sunday,
do
we make any acquisitions from the street
for
our team at all?
my feeling on
not to the bye week
from the street. There's if they're on the street.
Well, we did just sign a cornerback, Corn Elder from the Panthers. God, he's from the Panthers. Like, Ron, just go back to the Panthers, bro. Go ask to be an assistant.
Off the practice squad too, right?
Like,
that's my understanding was off the practice squad. So this is someone you had to sign to the 53.
But he was there with Ron. I remember him. I remember Elder.
Corn Elder.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I mean, again,
this is a Stephen King novel at this point. This is like
ridiculous.
Children of the Corn.
All the players, we get Panthers players, and then Avery Williamson, he got a linebacker. It's pretty good. He just got signed. Another linebacker got signed. Like all these potential linebackers that could maybe help us.
I don't know. I don't think
maybe
they'll
it's
help.
Culture. Maybe it's the culture.
Maybe it's because of the investigation. They're like, I don't want to go to
Washington. We don't have a trainer.
They're staying with the status quo. You hear it in his thing. He thinks that it's just Ron thinks that this is a communication issue. He thinks that the team is going to get better just by doing what they're doing, and they're going to stick with who they have. They released another kicker. They're going to stick with D-Hop. D-Hop, for the record, has been doing his job. One of the few on the team who has been consistent.
Less than 4. Well, he's not that consistent because he missed 2 EPs the game before and only made 3 field goals this game. So if he makes all the field goals next game, then we can put the C-word consistency there. But until then,
I agree with Ron. He's not a problem until he's a problem. and he hasn't been a problem yet. So he's not a problem. When he becomes a problem, he'll be a problem. Until then, he's not a problem.
Who on the Washington football team, not named Taylor Heineke, needs to have a great game for them to win Sunday?
Offensively, defensively.
Y'all might. No, I got one right.
Doesn't
on
matter.
my head.
Okay. Give me one.
And he's been underperforming. Tress Way. He needs to punt better, bro. For real, he's not punting that well.
Yeah.
Those punts that Saint punter had, those are punts that we were used to seeing from Tress Way.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Well, we made him look good too. DeAndre Carter made him look good too.
I watched those punts again,
but they were still
some of those punts were just brutal.
Yeah.
Where did they land? Not where
inside
did they stop?
It doesn't matter.
Where did they land?
Inside the 10.
Those were corner punts, man. Those punts were not ones you go to catch. Those were punts you go to let go.
Tress Way last year, the same exact thing.
Right. But I'm saying that the Saints punter, DeAndre Carter, could have caught it at the 8, but instead it hit at the 8 and rolled out at the 1.
It's still bad.
But getting back to your,
I'm giving good credit to that punter. Those were awesome. And I do think if Tress Way has a game like the Saints punter did against Washington, and they especially with the defensive line improving, then I think Washington would have a serious chance at upsetting the Chiefs, who I think the line still +7 or +6
maybe
at this
6.
point.
Yeah, it's.
I'll give you that all day. I'll give you 7 points all day long.
Okay,
I'll give you a lot more. I'm not going to because that's the line. But
spoiler alert for
Dollar. But I don't know. In this particular game, I don't think Tress Way can make that much of a difference because it's Patrick Mahomes. I don't care if Patrick Mahomes starts at the 1 or he starts at the 21. He's the kind of quarterback that can get you out of there real quick.
He's a special player.
If you're talking about Roethlisberger, or if you're playing Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold, then you've got a point. But Mahomes back there, I wouldn't be scared if he's at the. I'm confused. I can't do this. I can't. My brain just went poof. When you move the people around, I can't. It just messes with my brain.
I like.
Well, who do you think, Nathan? Who do you think is?
Who
is
you
the
got?
Key?
You didn't even give one for yourself.
Well, I know, but I was trying to. You messed up the order.
I think
and that's what
Chase
happens.
Young has that second overall generational talent game that he's had before.
Yeah, we've been saying that for a month now, but okay.
Stop it.
Chase Young, hey, you guys predicted he was going to have a breakout game against the Saints. He ended up having that. He had his best game, and he did have his sack, a forced fumble.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm saying that he has the ability to impact the game in a way that can help. I mean, Trev, you mentioned it, right? You said that Pittsburgh game, right?
Yeah,
the impact he had in the Pittsburgh game.
Seriously.
This is a player who can really dominate a football game.
He can.
And so I think if Chase Young has that kind of game where he really impacts, because when he's on point, like the interior defensive linemen have already had great seasons already, right? They're doing their job. Jonathan Allen has been earning that new paycheck. Daron Payne is setting him up for a big payday. Matt Ioannidis has come back from injury and has done extremely well.
Yes,
those guys. Tim Settle has still looked really good.
Yes, on all of those. Absolutely.
So all 4 of those guys have looked good. Sweat's looked pretty decent on and off. I agree. He's been kind of tailored, kind of been a little mediocre here the last couple of games. But if Chase starts putting that pressure and breaking through those double teams and those chip blocks and really getting after Mahomes and making, just getting those outside. Staley said this, right? The head coach for the Chargers. Sacks aren't the end all be all.
No.
Getting those pressures, getting those QB hits, getting those stuffs that don't necessarily end up on that box score. That's what's going to get there. And that's what we need to see from him. I would love to see the sacks. I'd love to see more of the forced fumbles and the stuff like that.
Just put him on his butt.
As he just, gets, exactly. Get that jersey dirty.
Yeah.
and make him run for it.
Yep.
He's going to make a couple of those amazing throws.
He is.
Like, I mean,
yeah, he
look
is.
at
He's due for one.
that Super Bowl where he made a throw where he was parallel to the ground.
Yeah, I
And he
remember
just
that.
zips that ball out.
But he
there.
ain't
He's
got it
gonna
like that
make
no
those
more.
throws.
I'll tell you that right now. He doesn't have it
He-
like that anymore.
He lost it in
And
8
I'm
months or
telling
whatever.
you. I'm telling you. They're
Okay.
2-3 for a reason too, you guys.
Yeah,
he's been
crucial.
getting beat up pretty bad.
His stats are good.
yeah.
But if you watch him, he does not look like the Patrick Mahomes from the Super Bowl era and the time. I mean, he looks.
I don't know.
Here. You want to hear my controversial take here?
I'm serious.
I'm going to pull a stoner. You want to
Buckle
hear?
in.
All right. You want to hear?
Buckle in. Here we
Oh,
go.
no.
We're all ready for this.
Yeah.
We're all ready for this. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't make me remove you, but go ahead.
A lot of people were saying Patrick Mahomes was going to pass Tom Brady and a lot of everything, to include Super Bowl victories.
Mhm.
I think Patrick Mahomes is a lot.
Wait, hold on.
closer.
No.
You
What
can't
is
say
his name?
what is his name?
What's his name?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Okay, come on, man. I have brain
I
issues and all sorts
know.
of
I
things. Come on,
know.
man. Why you gotta do this to me?
me?
The Patrick
fun.
Mahomes.
Because you did it
Yes.
twice. Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. It's free real estate. The is man, we did this during the hot take. Now I can't even clip this
He
up, man.
can't remember what he was going to say now.
Patrick Mahomes is closer to gonna be in the end will be closer to Aaron Rodgers than he will be to Tom Brady when all is said and done.
So
I don't think that's a terrible
Statistically,
take.
an amazing quarterback
Mhm.
with
One Super Bowl.
or just a few
Oh,
Super Bowls than he
okay.
will be to the next greatest of all time, or as some people have referred to him, Baby Goat.
Yeah, that's not. No, he ain't baby goat, but he's a special quarterback. But
He
I think
is
like
absolutely a special
Skip
quarterback.
Bayless said it on Undisputed. He's kind of devolved a little bit, and I kind of agree with him. He doesn't really have that wow. But of course, a quarterback going through a slump. What happens when they come to the Fed or play
Yeah.
against us? They all pro again. So
That's why you can't call us the Defenders, right? The name battle, right? The Washington
that's
Defenders. That would be
Yeah.
really, really bad.
You know what you can call them though? The Legends.
good.
I'm just saying.
No, you cannot.
All right, so I actually 100% agree with what Nathan was saying in that Chase Young / the defensive line has to wreak havoc in the backfield of Kansas City. But instead of regurgitating that, I will say that Antonio Gibson is the key. That he has to grind out yards, grind out first downs, like we talked about earlier, control the clock, keep the drives moving, keep Patrick Mahomes. Now I can't say.
why you got it's Patrick Mahomes?
To keep Patrick
don't get
Mahomes on the bench, less chances he has to throw long passes to Hill and Kelsey and all those other speedsters that they have. So
It's just
Antonio
petty,
Gibson,
though.
that's my key. He has a big game, they win. And by the way,
Yes,
Kansas City in their 5 games have
he's
scored
got a stat. He's got a
33,
Stat. Okay.
35,
Okay.
24,
Okay.
42, and then
Eagles.
last week scored 20 against what everyone considers the best defense in the league, the Buffalo Bills.
But they've also allowed the same number of points on their defense.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about when
They're
we're
not a
talking
good
about
defense,
Patrick
yeah.
Mahomes
Oh yeah.
devolving. They're scoring
So
just fine.
Skip
And
Bayless is a lot
also-
of hot air, so it's
yeah, he is. Our secondary and linebacking group
Yeah,
literally needs to step up this game because Kansas City does not have a running game at all anymore, especially with
Yeah.
Clyde Hillel.
so you can't say his name. Oh, look
Well,
at Trent.
I can say
Calling
Patrick
out
Mahomes.
Nathan
a
on
little
He's
his
bit
got
name.
like 4 names.
Little bit-
Clyde Edwards Hilaire. There we go.
There you go.
a little bit
Clyde
more
Edwards
difficult.
Helaire.
A little bit more
Clyde
difficult.
Edwards Hilaire. He's not playing. He's going to miss some time, so they really don't have a running game now. So they're probably not going
Right.
to run it that much. So it's really going to be on Pat Mahomes' arm.
Well,
And
didn't Damian Williams, I think that's his name, the backup, didn't he score
went
like 4 touchdowns or something? He's not their backup anymore.
I don't think so.
Didn't he score like maybe it was a Super Bowl that one year?
He went to the
He had
Browns.
like 3 or 4, maybe it was the AFC Championship, something
he
like that.
caught that touchdown, ran it in, and somebody else got MVP, and he didn't and there's a big controversy. He was supposed to.
Yeah,
get MVP
yeah.
or something like
So
that,
I
yeah.
think he's still their backup. I could be wrong.
I don't
I'm
know. But either way, they don't have a run game, so
You're right.
we
They're out
really
there
need to be
top
on our
back.
P's and our Q's to make sure if
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes throws 50 times
Oh,
They
it's
won't win.
over.
They won't win.
Oh,
No, they won't
Yeah.
win. If he's got to throw 50 times, they're not going to win. He threw 50 times against Buffalo, 50 times probably against Philly.
That
Like, I don't
sounds like
know.
we might have ourselves a dollar bet. But that's
Nice
going to have to wait
segue.
for the cool down as we wrap up the game here, and we'll head down to the cool down where we will put on our dollar bets for the game. All right, gents, it is time for the dollar bets. Now, I've
What?
been accused of
rightfully so.
of-
Rightfully
no,
so.
one, there's been some revisionist history here of me not making bets. I make bets. Now, you guys don't always take those bets, but I make bets. So I'm going to come out the gates and I'm going to make 3 bets. Now, whether or not you guys take them, that's on you.
Whoa, let's let the man finish erasing the board, and then I want to hear
all right.
these. I want to
Okay.
hear these 3 bets.
All right, I'm ready.
By the way,
Go
I'm
for it.
drinking flavored water tonight. I'm not even drinking Fresca.
Ooh,
trying
I don't
something
even
new.
know you anymore.
Getting
That's
I'm trying
probably
something
why you
fancy.
couldn't.
Getting
That's probably
fancy.
why you couldn't say Clyde Edwards-Helaire, because you're off
Show
kilter.
off.
Everybody's off kilter tonight for some
Show
reason.
off.
All right, is
All
the
right.
board ready? The
Board's ready.
dollar board is ready.
Do you have your marker, Stoner?
Nathan.
Washington scores at least 4 touchdowns.
Dang! Kansas City gonna lay down and let us walk in
See,
the
the
end
problem
zone.
with your bets, they're not
What?
they're not like, out there kind of bets. They're like right on the line. It would be like
not my
saying
fault.
Washington loses by 6.5 points. Well, that's the line. So that's why you
That's
won't get
not
a lot of
my
action
fault.
on it.
That's not my
4
fault.
All
touchdowns?
right. So
I say they score at least 4
offensively
touchdowns.
or just as a
I
team.
said they score 4 touchdowns.
So minimum of 24 points.
21.
4 times 6 is 24.
6 times 4.
I'm
you
just
said
I'm just
4.
throwing it out there.
Sorry.
It's probably 24. So
Numbers aren't good for me, as you guys.
Public math.
Nathan, 4 plus
4 tutties.
TDs.
Right?
4
That's what-
plus?
4
Well,
plus.
he's saying plus 4 plus.
What-
So
okay,
you
what
if you
is
say
this
no,
plus thing? What is this plus thing?
It
I'll
means
tell
at
you right
least
now.
4 touchdowns.
right? So if you take the bet,
Okay.
you would say
Yeah.
they are not going to score at least 4 touchdowns.
They are not going to score 4 touchdowns.
But you think they're going to win. So they're going to win in a low scoring game?
I mean,
You
we
did
could-
say the
we could
defense
score-
is going to step up.
We could score
You're
3
taking
touchdowns
that?
and kick 2 field goals and win. Yeah.
Hey, it's no wonder he's like $8 underwater on the dollar. You just talked about how
All right.
terrible their defense is, and then now you're going to say, but we
But
can't
do you know
score
who our
4
quarterback is?
touchdowns.
The Saints
Okay.
defense was bad too, and look what we did to them. We gave them
Okay.
the game, literally.
That's fair. Well, we scored 4 No, we scored 2. All right. 4 TDs. Nathan,
D-hop.
4 TDs for
See, y'all,
WFT.
do me when I get a bet.
Trev.
Nathan, I figured it out. Whenever you and I make bets,
Yeah.
if Stoner doesn't like them,
Yeah.
that's him saying that we don't make bets.
Yes, exactly. It's a revisionist history. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I hear
Telling
you.
you.
That's
All right.
probably fair.
You ready for my second bet?
All right, Nathan.
Yeah. he's on
Taylor
the road.
Heineke,
Oh no.
no less than, so at least 35 pass attempts.
Yeah, see, I don't want that either because that's probably
least-
right on the
So
number.
35. He's going to throw.
He's gonna throw at least
He
35
hasn't thrown
times.
anything less than 30 this year. I don't think. Not even less than
I haven't
35.
looked it up. I haven't looked it up. Do
you want
me to
that?
look it up?
Trev?
Do I want
Because
that?
I don't.
I don't want it either. Nah, dog.
Yeah.
Someone's going to take that.
We
Okay,
can't
that's
have
not
the
my
ball
fault.
off.
I made a bet.
No, you
Yeah,
did.
but again,
He
yeah,
made a bet.
okay.
He made a bet. Hey, he
You know,
made a
like
bet.
like you and I, Trev, like we like to go for like Humphreys catches,
Yeah, like go for
or,
I
the
like to win.
jugular.
or
I
like
like to
Gandy
win.
Golden
Pedestrian- these
touches.
pedestrian, yeah, these pedestrian bets.
Yeah,
that
he's just
Gabe's
like,
getting.
For the
Taylor
record,
Heineke,
you guys
He'll
want
score
to
4 touchdowns and he'll throw 35 passes.
okay, so for the record,
Right.
against the Saints, 41
Yeah.
attempts,
Okay.
Falcons 33,
Okay.
the Bills 24,
Yeah.
Oh,
46
we got-
against the Giants, and 15 against the Chargers, and that was 2.5.
Yeah. So that's
Hey,
probably like
that's actually a
average
decent bet.
35.
That's a decent bet.
You want it now?
No,
That's a good bet. He's only
that's what I
thrown
said.
over 35 attempts,
Twice.
2 out of the
Twice.
5 times, and the full
So I'm
games,
wrong.
2 out of the
I
4
stand
times.
corrected. I stand corrected. I'm
No,
not
neither
taking
one
it.
of you going to take it though.
No,
Nah,
I don't
dog.
want it.
I don't want that either. This third one better be good because I need some action. What do you got?
I know, right?
Look at his face. He's like, really?
Now,
You guys
now
are
I'm
taking
thinking
me?
about my numbers to see if I got to readjust this.
Readjust
Okay.
what?
Well, maybe my number is not going to be good enough for you guys to take the bets.
Mm.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Okay.
Look at him.
Antonio Gibson.
Uh-oh. My man is in deep thought. Look at him. He hasn't blinked yet. They just blinked.
135 total yards of offense. He's not had
That's
that.
not bad.
He's not had this.
That's actually
So
really
this
good.
is at least, right?
Yep.
So 135 plus.
You know,
Yeah, he hasn't had that yet.
I'll take that. I'll take that, bro. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go with you on that one, Nathan. Is that right? Is that what it means takes that?
No.
He's
Taking it,
you're
yes,
with
but
me,
going
you're
with
agreeing
you
that he's
is-
going to have the
I'm
135
with
yards.
you. I agree with him.
So you
Agree he's going to have 135.
that he's going to have at least
Yeah.
135 yards.
I feel like a 90-yard rushing, 70-yard catching type game. Because
All right, I'll go against that. I'll take the bet.
Those are
Stoner.
your 3 bets, Nathan.
Those are my 3 bets.
All right.
For the record, I upped that number, but I was just going to go with like 100 yards rushing for the first time this season, but you guys made me wonder if
All
I
right, Trev.
need to
No.
up it a little bit.
You didn't. Your numbers was great because that's actually that's smart. That's actually a decent bet.
I hope he does, but I don't think he will.
I mean, he could do that.
Sure.
60-70 game.
Absolutely.
With McKissick sharing
He
carries.
should be doing
definitely
that
do
every game.
Yeah, you're
Maybe.
right. Yeah. Oh, damn it.
All right,
Ready?
Trev, you got any?
Yeah, you guys ready for this one?
Yep.
Kyle Allen sees the field in one way or another.
I'll take it. He doesn't.
Some
Jeez.
sort of fashion.
That's not a
He's-
terrible.
He sees the field at some point on Sunday. For some reason,
I just
reason
said
may be.
Heineke is going to throw 35 passes. He's
Mhm.
I'm not taking Allen throwing.
Yeah, but he could
being on
so
the field.
easily get hurt. He could so easily.
See, I
get
wasn't
hurt.
even going to say that, bro. I just said he's going to come in for
Why we
any
gotta
reason.
put
Bad
injury on him?
performance. The football gods are nice to him.
I
Even
think
I got another one that you guys might
somehow
take on. me.
gadget trick
I'm
play.
up
I
enough.
don't know.
I tell you what, I'm
Yeah,
up
I'm staying
enough.
away from that.
Taylor
one.
Heineke does not throw an interception.
Oh, yeah, I'm on that one.
He gonna
Yeah.
throw 3 of them.
0 INT. Yeah. Stoner will
Have you
take
met
that
Taylor
one. Trev?
Heineke? Have you watched
Yeah.
him? Yeah, I'm definitely.
I'm putting you in there, Trev, right? Yeah, you're taking
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Kyle Allen, though, yeah, and then he's gonna see the field Sunday. I'm telling you.
All right. Who's the backup quarterback for Kansas City?
Chase.
Oh no,
Is
the
it still
old
Chase
guy,
Daniel?
right? No, it's the old guy who played last
Oh,
year.
Chad Henne. Chad Henne,
Yeah, Chad Henne.
and he ain't no slouch.
Chad Henne sees the field.
Oh, I'll take that. I'll agree with you. Yeah, because they're
Oh,
gonna.
you'll
blow us
agree
out by
with
half.
me.
Yeah, he's Mahomes. Okay, we're gonna win Sunday, but of course, if we don't, it gets ugly that's because Pat Mahomes is pulled in the third quarter and Chad Henne finishes the game. Because
You want that, Nathan?
No, I'm going to stay clear of that
No.
one.
I'd
So no,
do that.
no.
It's going to be Chad Henne versus Kyle Allen in the fourth,
That'd be an
quarter.
ugly game, folks.
And we'll
That'd be
win
a
that
very
quarter,
ugly
but
game.
we'll still lose the game.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Here's one. Mahomes has at least 2 50-yard completions. 50-yard plus completions. Two of them.
Against you. Nah, he ain't gonna have it.
All right.
Tyreek Hill's the only fast receiver they have. That's it.
No, the other guys too. The guys you don't Hardiman and
Doesn't need to be
what's
Hill.
the other guy?
Could be
McCole Hart.
anyone. I'm
McCole
with Stoner
Oh,
on
Hardman.
McCole
this
Hardman.
one.
I keep forgetting McCole Hardman's there.
Yeah, and then there's another guy, this super
That
speedy
Pringle
guy
guy's
too.
there, but he's not.
I'm
Yeah,
actually I'm not going to be
Pringle,
with
yeah.
Stoner. I'm just going to abstain from this one.
All right, Stoner
What's
Mahomes.
abstain mean?
Two.
Means I'm not in the
It's
action.
not in it.
All
Staying
right,
away.
okay.
250
I'm not in that. Yeah, I'll take you on that. That ain't gonna happen.
completions.
He'll get 1, but not 2.
All right, Trev's in on that. All right.
All right. Let me ask you a question, Stoner.
Yeah.
Are you
Ask away.
counting? Are you counting a dump off to the running back and then he runs 50 yards?
Absolutely.
That's
50-yard completions.
It worked. Hey, it worked for Gibson. That's a 76-yard reception.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Too bad I already wrote you down. You already took
That's
it.
fine.
You can't take it back.
I got another one.
All right, Trev. Oh, jeez. Can we all bet against Jazzy again?
What did she say?
EP,
Oh my gosh.
with her Jarrett Patterson touchdown.
Give it up.
Every game.
Give it up.
I would love to see that man get a touchdown.
Just put
If
him
he
out.
makes a
Put him out
touchdown,
just-
I would love. Can he give a shout out to Alfred Morris and do the
No.
Swing for the
home
fences.
run swing?
No, he cannot. What he can do is get Gavin Madden, make Jared Patterson the starting running back, and score a touchdown. So EP can find a new bet because it ain't happening in the regular season unless we're out of
That's
playoff
right.
contention. I'm sorry.
Unless somebody gets hurt.
Yeah. The defense forces a sack fumble again.
Sack fumble.
He's very careless with the ball.
He
Pat
can be
Mahomes.
careless. He can
He's
be
very-
careless
He's
with
very
it.
careless.
That's
I'm just
not
being
bad.
realistic.
That's not bad.
They might recover it, but
WFTD.
we'll force it. Forces a sack fumble.
No, I'm not taking that.
I'm not going to take that
No.
either.
I got another one.
All right, go ahead.
Pat,
he's-
the defense, our defense,
Yeah.
acquires 2 interceptions via tipped passes from the receiver of the Chiefs.
So it has to be a tipped pass.
Yeah, and it's not.
All
yeah,
right, I'll
it's
take that.
from-
You were
yeah.
super specific on your dollar.
It's dollar, baby. I'm trying to win some because that's how Pat Mahomes has been throwing picks this year. His receivers aren't catching it. I've been
I'm
watching.
gonna let you.
I'm
I'm just gonna let you
I've
keep your
watched
dollar
film.
there. I think I could take your dollar, but I'm gonna let you keep.
Take
feel
my
bad
dollar,
for
then,
him?
son. Take it. Take my dollar.
All right, you
If
ready?
You had a bet. You
Yeah.
can by all means put that in the comment section or let us know on Twitter because we would love to hear them. Of course, no money is exchanged. This isn't real betting. This is just some fun. We
Hey,
like to make some
Scared money
predictions
don't make no
in
money.
the game.
That's what the hood says. Right,
All right, I got one more before
Looking
we
at
get
the
to,
actual dollar board, Trevor, you ain't making no money anytime soon.
All right, before we get to the scores, I got one more.
All right.
Okay.
D Hop will have a
Dustin
50
Hopkins.
plus yard field goal.
Attempt or make?
Oh shoot, you caught me.
Mhm.
A
'Cause he
made.
can attempt. He would. The coach won't even let him try one. You saw it
Yeah,
last game.
and that came back to bite him, so he's going to do it this time.
we converted the first down.
No, we didn't.
4th and 10. We did.
On that, yeah.
Instead of kicking a 53, we went for 4th and 10.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
take this
you
bet.
might be right.
I'm going to take this bet. I don't think the
Why
weather's
is
going to. I don't think the weather's going to
Hold up.
allow for a Dustin Hopkins
I
50.
thought it was
gonna
supposed to be
rain?
beautiful on Sunday. It's
They
supposed to be
calling
like
for rain?
70
Is it?
and sunny.
Nah,
Too
it's
bad
supposed
you already
to
took
be
it. I wrote
beautiful.
it down. Can't take
Is
it
it?
back.
Excuse me.
It doesn't matter. It's Dustin Hopkins and a 50-yarder. It could be.
Yeah,
you want that?
It could be
Yeah, it's
a
not happening.
25-yard gust behind the man.
Somebody
All right,
could fart. Somebody could fart on the holder. While he's hold
All
the
right,
ball.
let's do scores.
I can't wait
That
to hear
EP.
yours, Stoner.
Huh?
I can't wait to hear your score because you
Oh,
already
my
have us
score?
losing.
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Nah, we'll save the best for last. So yeah,
All
go
right.
first.
All right. I will take Washington will score
Well, I hope so.
23
windy, by the way, on Sunday.
Ooh, then D Hop ain't making no field goals. Period.
Yeah, I'm
and
feeling bad about that interception bet too.
Kansas City.
Wait. Start over.
Washington's 23. Kansas City 41.
So like an Eagles game like they had against the Eagles.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just said Eagles twice.
KC 41.
Dang,
23.
dude. Oh my gosh, that ain't bad.
All right. Who's next? Trevor, Nathan.
Nah, hold on. Hold on.
You guys haven't been thinking about this for like a
38.
couple of days? Oh, there we go.
To 34.
I know, right? I know. I know. That's the hard part.
Kansas City.
Oh, Nathan.
That's
Trev?
hard. I do think Washington can win this game. I really do believe Washington can win this game, but I'm going to pick Kansas City.
Put Jazzy score up there.
What's it say? 24/7 Washington.
I think she put a date. I think she's saying July 24th.
Come on, EP.
Or she's saying KC Washington's going to get
what are you
beat
saying?
24/7.
What is she saying?
It sounds
Washington,
like she's saying
24th
Washington's going to win 24-7. That's
not
bold
even close.
prediction.
Have you ever watched Pat Mahomes play? I'm just curious. You ever seen him, EP? He's actually kind of good.
All right, 24/7 Washington. She's got it.
I'm trying to
She
think of
is
if she took a
ridiculous.
bottle of wine upstairs with her.
Jared Patterson TD. Pat Mahomes only scores 7 points. I think you're covered on that part, Jazz. All right, so let's see here. Washington,
Yep.
Okay.
27.
Okay.
Kansas City,
Mm-hmm.
26.
27-26. Washington football team.
It's actually going to be a
Okay.
closer game than what we think.
I picked a 4-point victory, right?
You
I
did,
don't
yeah.
think so. I think we're all kind of getting caught up in this whole emotion of everything's going to be different this week. We're going to shock everybody.
Bro,
No.
you
Kansas
never know.
City is a way better football team than Washington.
Pittsburgh was 11-0.
They were not a way better football team than Washington at that
They
time.
were
Yeah, they
10-0 at the time, weren't they?
No, they were
No, they were
11-0.
Were
They were
But-
better. Yes, they were.
I think they won one game after that.
And
they
how many
weren't
games
that
did we
good.
win? How many games did we end up winning as all together?
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were
I'm just
11-0
saying.
for a reason.
Yeah, you're okay. You're right.
Come
Every
on, Stoner. Come
every
on, baby.
blind squirrel finds a nut. So
Come on,
maybe they
baby.
win, but
Oh, now
no
we
chance.
blind squirrels. Now we some
Yes.
squirrels.
What you got against blind squirrels, Stoner?
Yes.
That's so
They
weird.
they
All
find
right,
a
well,
nut every once
those
in a while.
are our predictions. Let us know what your predictions are. You can give
Oh,
us
man.
a comment here
I'm
on the
sweating
video
down
or
there.
hit us up on Twitter at Ref the District. We stream live every Wednesday on Facebook, YouTube,
Yes.
and Twitch. Of course, you can
Yes.
catch us on your favorite audio platforms as
Yes.
well. Amazon, Apple, Spotify, and Google. Please like, subscribe, support our content. We appreciate that. We keep producing. Got lots of good stuff for you. Stoner's going to go watch the Caps game. If you would like to hear our Caps preview, you can check that out here right on our YouTube channel or again on any of our audio previews. We had Cakes from the Junkies on, and we also had Sammy Selber from the Washington Hockey News and
Washington Hockey Now.
Washington Hockey Now. Thank you.
Yep.
She did an excellent job giving us some insight as the Washington Capitals beat reporter. Of course, you can also check out the latest After the Whistle with Ari Mayrove as well. Excellent interview with him, especially if you're done getting your news from Adam Schefter after the latest. Then I'm just saying, Ari is the way to go for your latest updates there. And we are sponsored by Pacers Running, and I've got 2 guys with hands up. Although
My hand's not up.
your hand went up and then it's down. So I'm assuming I've already answered what you wanted to hit. So we're going to go to Stoner.
Just real quick, I like to plug our shows coming up next week. And
That's right.
next Tuesday, we've got our Wizards
Yes.
season preview. And we've got Karita Parks is going to be on there.
Very
And
nice.
also we have Chase Hughes from NBC Sports Washington. He's
And
beat
Trevor's
reporter
nice.
promised
for
to
the
show
Wizards.
up for that one.
Yeah, I'll be here for that one. Yeah,
All
sorry
right.
I wasn't here yesterday, guys. I didn't actually
No
get my
worries.
formal apology.
No worries.
Stoner,
missed
He
you.
promises he wasn't hiding because we were talking about hockey.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That's right.
But
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us for today. This is Ref the District, episode 38, Chief Concerns. I'm Nathan. That was Stoner doing something. And Trevor over there in the corner. And until next time, win, lose, and scandals galore. Be a fan.
Be a fan.
We love Washington, and we some die-hard fans. Yeah, we are. You know we keep it on 10. Let's talk about the offense. 1, 2, 3, let's go. We are Ref the District. Podcast. Come on now and join us.